Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Can I say good morning? Like, is that even allowed right now? It is an absolute mess out there. So I want to give you guys a little high level. Good morning, Evelyn. How are you? How are you? A little high level synopsis of what's happening and why, and then give you guys some things on what you can do to pull this energy and sort of rein it in. So we had an M-3 class flare hit, which is a huge explosion off the sun. It is not one of those that were delayed. A lot of times, good morning, Anil. A lot of times we'll get a delay of a couple of days. Now, remember, my last live, I discussed that we were going to have some energy hitting us on the 23rd to begin with. So we not only have that expected energy, which was supposed to be a little calmer than this, we also had a massive M3 flare come towards us out of nowhere at around 4 a.m. Universal Standard Time. A lot of people felt this. I mean, in the middle of the night, I was probably fielding, oh my gosh, I can't even count how many text messages from people who were like, I woke up, I'm shaking, I'm sweating, I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience. I'm so nervous. My heart is pounding, just massive, massive things coming through and feeling emotionally. Give me a heads up, guys, if my feed starts to get a little wonky, because with all of this energy coming in, I expect there to be some definite issues as far as Wi-Fi goes. There's actually already being reports of transformer issues. There's being reports of the electrical grid system, and a lot of GPS systems are currently down, are currently going very wonky right now. So not only are we dealing with that energy that has been occurring that was supposed to be happening to begin with, that we were all already feeling, we've got this energy coming up, which is really crazy. Yes, Benio, definitely. The internet has been very, it's directly influenced. So it's related to this grid of energy. So when we do have a solar flare, and you might be seeing a lot of that, fear factor stuff come out now, where people are saying, if we get a massive flare, then all the internet is going to go down and life will cease to exist for 20 years, that fear stuff that they want you to feed into. But we do have a lot of vulnerability when these things do happen that we don't understand yet, because we haven't relied on our electronics and our that grid of energy for that long. And these things do affect it significantly. People who are pilots, GPS systems, they're very, very aware of how this affects us. So what I want you guys mostly to take home is that one last piece, how it affects you. So as anyone on here that's listening and being part of this community, you are well aware that you are a creator and you are an energetic energy. So if that's something that you don't quite understand or aren't quite privy to, this information is going to be hard for you to understand, but just give it a moment to sort of settle in. So we have a frequency within inside of our entire body. It's what tells our heart to beat. It's what tells our cells to multiply. It's what tells our body to do all of those things that we don't have to consciously make it aware of, and that happen automatically. It is an electrical current. It's measurable, and it's a hertz frequency that runs through all of us. That frequency connects us through all the expanded fields of energy around us. So even the space in between us. In between us and the sun, it isn't just open space. It is the frequency of energy or plasma connecting us up through there. So what happens when something happens in the universal energy is it sends signals through the plasmic energy, which then reaches our body, and we feel it on an energy basis. So when you can think of electricity, it's like a hum, it's like a frequency, it's like a shakiness. That same thing is the electrical frequency that ends up getting hit when we do go through these fluctuations. So right now we're experiencing our own electrical system going in overdrive, and it's really a good thing. What happens to so many, though, is they relate the emotions to being something to be fearful of, to be negative, and to start to become self-abusive towards, and that causes some major friction. So the main thing when this energy moves in, all of you, and if you can take anything away from this live, it's this, it's to let the energy move through you. Yes, you may be feeling, and I've got a list of ailments that are written down here that so many are coming forth saying, you may be feeling a lot of anxiety, you may be feeling shakiness, you may be feeling your ears ringing, you may be feeling like you're going to black out, lightheadedness, all of this just inner movement happening. If you label that and start to go down the fear path, then you're going to end up getting stuck in this energy bottleneck. Allow it to move through. And here's how you can do that. So one thing you have to sort of understand is that our bodies also have direct connections to all this energy. Our brain is the masculine representation of our own energy field. It's the analytical side. The sun is also the masculine representation planetarily. Our heart is the representation of the feminine side. It's the representation of our intuition. It's also in the astrology, or in the way of knowing in the universal energy, the moon. So it moves with that energy. It moves with the tides, our emotions. So how you can really take this energy and calm it through your system is by bringing yourself out of your mind, which is something that so many of our community have been tackling for quite some time. And a lot of you are doing the pillars of the spirit, and that is the one thing that you're trying to head towards, getting that mind quieter so that you can then become the master of it. The reason you're doing that, and that's something I always like to tell all of you, not do this just because. I want you to know why, because you're a leader. So you're going to have to share this with others who need it. I've said this 100 times. I will say it 100 more. This channel is not for followers who want to be told what to do. They're for leaders who want the information for themselves, and then to digest it and then allow it to move through them organically so that they can help others. So what we're trying to do at this point in time in our own energy is remove ourselves from that mind and that crazy thinking. A lot of you have been telling me, I'm having trouble meditating. My mind is going crazy. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen right now. And the sun is your internal mind. So a great way to calm that mind, and when you move out of those thoughts, that heart energy and that feminine energy can move in, and then that intuition awakens, and then all of this starts to integrate much more easy. What you do to move out of that mind is a lot of the things that we talked about for practicing mindfulness. There's some breathing techniques that I have specifically in the Astrala Yoga Monthly for this month that can help. There's some meditations, some solfeggio tones, which are specific frequencies that work to bring the energy or the hertz frequency within those centers of your body in order. I also released a video that there's a link to in the description for this live that is specifically meant for the patron community. So there is a lot of patron pro material that is only for our specific community, because that is a high level community for people who are here to learn and here to teach. So I don't allow a lot of that information to become public. However, I was very intuitively drawn to release the specific breathing techniques on that video. So take a look at that link in this description. It's a locked video, so you're not going to see it publicly across YouTube. But I thought it was really important for at least those of you who were drawn to watching this live to get those techniques down as a way to close down this energy, pull it into the heart, and allow that inner feminine energy to sort of combat that masculine explosion right now and allow a better integration to keep us all in a peaceful state. So I hope this helps. I don't like to keep you guys on long for 1,000 reasons. A, because it's early in the morning. Everybody's got stuff to do. But I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that everything's okay and had some tools on how to get through the next 48 hours and the next little snap of time here, because we've really been in this pattern for a bit. So it's starting to become a pretty normal cycle. And those of you who are in the Astralo class this month, we're going to be talking a lot about this cycle and what's coming up for next month. So we can expect more of this, because planetary alignments affect what the sun does, or the sun affects those alignments very, very, very fluently. So it's really cool to have at least an awareness of what might go on. And that's what I'm here for. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I hope you continue to have a fabulous Thursday. Smile. No sleep. I am here for you guys. Comment in the notes. I'm here. I will keep you guys up to date as much as I can. Other than that, I'm sending you huge hugs, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, everybody in the comments and everybody who's watching.